by that actually, it was just stunning. It's very exciting to see the way technology is emerging. And some of you in the audience may think, well, I'm still trying to grapple with my first website. So I want to conclude this evening by telling you a story. I'm a great believer in the power of storytelling as an agent of change, and it's sitting around those campfires and sharing our stories and our experiences with one another and building up a sense of vibrant, warm-hearted community. And this is a true story of the man who said no. It's a Somerset story as well. I want you to imagine it's 10 years ago, it's 1999, and the man in question is running a shoe manufacturing company and he's making slippers for the elderly. Now he's got a problem. And the problem is, one of his problems is that his customers are so old, they actually die before they receive his products, and so he has a large returns department. And one day, a rather novice business link advisor turns up and says, I think you should develop a website. And he said, well, I've got a website. In fact, it's a web page. So the said business advisor looks at his web page and discovers that on the home page, on this front page, there are 6 spelling mistakes. And he's a business based in Street in Somerset, and he can't even spell the word leather, which of course clerks built their industry on. And the business advisor is sent away with a flea in his ear with the following ringing sentence: web is a waste of space and the internet is ancient history. Now that business, the customers of that business, something happened to them. A couple of years later, they discovered the joys of online purchasing and browsing, and they started to ring him up. And they started to say, "Oh, your website's not working. I want to buy your shoes. Please can you sort it out so I can buy your shoes online?" And so he turned the whole of his company round. That company now turns over, his group of companies I should add, turns over £15 million a year, online and offline. Now, David Price, who owns Cosyfeet, couldn't be with us this evening, but I'm hoping, if the technology permits us, to have a quick live link to David, who's agreed to answer a couple of questions this evening to try and tell you a little bit about his story. So, Martin, if we could try and make the link. Ah, there he is. Hi, David. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Kevin, fine.
David, can you update us on the Cosyfeet story?
Well, 10 years ago, we just had one web page and a small investment in technology. I don't know if what Kevin's told you, there's been dined up in the story for years that we had a single web page with endless spelling errors and a part-time student who was running our web business for us. Now we have a number of web businesses, and when I come in the morning, if we haven't taken £20,000 online, I want to know why. So that's where we are now.
So you've made a big investment in technology. Where do you see your business in the next 10 years?
Well, I guess we're starting now to think almost post-technology. We have our own web design agency now, and we're doing work for global brands, but our concentration is becoming much more on customer-led. So the language that we used to use was all about, when we're talking about technology and talking with clients, it was about stock control, it was about accounting, it was about the boring aspects of running an internet site, call centre, returns, all of that type of thing now. And now we've become much more customer-focused. We're able to do that because we've got the technology behind us. So we've got the technology which allows us to deliver stuff next day for customers, which allows customers to come back to us. We know their history, we know who they are when we pick up the phone, we know how much they spent, what they bought, we might even have the name of the cat on their file. It enables us to deal with the customers so we know exactly what they want. So I can email tens of thousands of my customers within seconds. But I'm quite careful how I email them. These people like slippers, these people only buy socks. So you can get down, you start to become very customer focused. And we could not have done that without a fairly hefty investment over a long period of time in technology that enables us to deliver.
Thanks. And can you offer the audience one piece of sound business advice?
Well, I think where we're sitting now, in a very tough business environment where each of them have got to stand out away from the crowd in order to survive. I think I would probably paraphrase Kennedy, one of that era, and say, think not what technology can do for you, but what technology can do for your customers.
Thank you very much, David.
Kevin, it's always a pleasure, and I hope the rest of the evening goes well.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Price, who 9 years ago had a one-page website, and the great thing about it is he's becoming more and more customer-centric. So can I, on behalf of the team at Connecting Somerset, thank you for attending the Technology at 21st Century Approach to Business tonight. I'd like to let you ensure that you book up for your specialist workshops now. Each one of the experts you saw on the screen during the play are running workshops in Somerset in June. So if you've got particular interests in intellectual property law or search engine optimization or e-commerce websites, please book up. Do fill in your feedback forms so that we can find out how we can make this a better event next time. I'd like to give our thanks to our 7 brave astronauts, Nick Pratt, David Hurst, Graham Godwin, Nikki Robertson, Lee Tebby, Rob Leach and Matthew Gingell. I'd also like to thank Lou Broadbent and Will Bateman for their stunning performance this evening in a brilliantly scripted play written and directed by Richard Conlon. I'd also like to thank Andy, Dean from IBM, for truly inspiring us about the way technology is going to continue evolving. And finally, there is one person I need to thank for whose drive, vision and determination has ensured that this event has happened this evening. So is Matt Ballard here? Matt Ballard around? Matt, can you come up to the stage, please? Matt's from the Economic Development Unit of Somerset County Council, and I just want to give him a little thank you present from all of us here. Ladies and gentlemen, some very good Somerset beer for Matt, thank you. And Matt, I know you've had to tear your hair out planning this, so we've got you a jar of your very favourite hair gel as a replacement. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, it only goes for me to say, please enjoy the buffet and the networking. The food is on the ground floor, and the experts and the bar, more importantly, are on the second floor. Thank you for coming. Good night.